Morning with Max. Good morning, folks, and welcome to another Morning with Max. I am Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream host, and various other things here at City State Entertainment, where we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. And good morning, Lottoween. I think I missed you last time, right? The man with no screen name, Skymaster PT, the Courageous Bud, the Cowboy Gamer, and everybody else. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you folks doing? Hi there, Yo Ninja Gaming, Naja Gaming, sorry. You were in a meeting, Lottoween, got it. Makes sense. Yes, my last name is Porter. Howdy, the Cowboy Gamer. Frequency, morning, will we be seeing recent gameplay today or anytime soon? Not on stream frequency. Not that I know of. But I see you doing your usual check-in. Not that I have been instructed to play. On stream. Robert Franklin, good morning. Howdy, cuz. Bobo Dayak, hello. Last name also Porter. Yeah, I figured that out. The Cowboy. Texas branch. I guess, Cowboy. Makes sense. Hi, Adric Cortesia. How you doing, my friend? See you next week, frequency. Or possibly on Friday. For those of you who don't know, I do this Morning with Max stream on Monday and Friday mornings, and we have a end of week wrap up and Q&A on Friday afternoons. So that's when you come by and ask your design or programming questions depending on who's on. And we talk about the highlights of the week. Edward Cortesia, do you work on new lore stories? Not at the moment, but I may be soon. I'll keep you posted. Dino, good morning, good morning. What did you miss? Oh, the usual. Someone in chat has my same last name. Odilvik, how goes the move? Still unboxing or pretty much moved? I mean, we've moved. We're still unboxing Odilvik. I think the unboxing of stuff is going to continue. I made some progress over the weekend. I moved a very heavy object from upstairs, where it probably should never have been put, to a downstairs, like the storage shed, which I cleaned out first. It was part of the process. So now I've like cleared that space upstairs so that I can actually maneuver, and unpack some more boxes. And maybe get to my hat. My wife found my wizard hat, so I have that again. Speaking of moving, anything or one new in the office today? Asks Slaughterween. Not at the moment. Maybe relatively new. But not like, first day new. Nelgasturbius. Hi. This game will have renown, fame, loading system, or similar, spending points and passes and actives to increase defense or damage. Nelgasturbius, that's a very common question. Basically, the whole game is RVR. And as I can't really answer your question in super specifics because I'm not a designer on Camelot Unchained. But essentially, the whole game is RVR. You get all your cool stuff from doing or engaging with realm versus realm in some fashion. It's a trial realm game, and it's basically there's no need for that system because the whole game is that system, in a sense. But if you're interested in finding out more in Nelgasturbius, I'm going to drop you some links. Ludwig Obi, you said Friday the desks were possibly being moved to fit in new hires. I did. I think they made a lot of plans. I don't think anything's been moved just yet. Must have been a moving experience. Yeah, you could say that, man with no screen name. You could say that. Moving. Johnny Sweatpants, haven't seen any type of ETA still for release. Anything on that front? Nope. Skymaster PT, would it be possible to have a whole weekend server up to play the game? I don't know. I think that would be expensive and would also require people to, work all the way through the weekend to watch it and make sure that everything was going swimmingly in terms of the test. So I'm not sure it is worth it to us right now, but I really don't know, Skymaster PT. And I'm sure it will happen at some point. Oh yeah, totally, Lottoine. I was playing, starting a Karma in the Dark game, which is a hack of Blades in the Dark. So it's basically futuristic. It's basically cyberpunk. It's basically Shadowrun, but with a different set of rules. We were creating a cyberpunk world for us to play in. It was really fun. You got a red light on you, Max, or too much time at the beach this weekend. You kind of a red tint today. Yeah, it's something funky the camera does with because I have a red shirt. There's an orange pillar right here, and there's like a yellowish, peach-colored light over here. So that tends to increase the already fairly naturally red face that I have. Nacho Pants, I'm a little disappointed the floppy hat isn't here, but I respect your professionalism and I'm a huge fan nonetheless. So good to see you, Nacho Pants. I could wear my wizard hat in one day. Odilvic, well, the game of living history, perhaps with in-game stories being published if it's something the community wants. That would be pretty cool. Not something that is having time spent on it right now. Adricortesia, how's the board game coming along? Have you worked on it recently? You mean the design? Or worked on other stuff around it? Because that is what I'm spending my time on, Adricortesia. I am talking to manufacturers, figuring out all the specifics, working with the artists here to get all the pieces done so that, I could go back to the manufacturers and say, okay, I've had these pieces done, how much is it going to cost? And get different quotes. So yeah, I have worked on it. I actually play tested the board game with Tina just super quick over lunch the other day. I didn't want to stream it because we only had half an hour and it was a 1v1 game, and I crushed her, and it was fun. I wanted to give her a taste of the game again, because she might be doing some concepting for it. Naja Gaming, been on Beta 1 for a long time. Any news on Beta 2 maybe? I don't have any news on that. Naja Gaming, also if I create a character in EU, can I also at some point make another on NA? I don't know, Naja Gaming. I don't know whether that presents a problem or not. You would probably have to ask Mark. That might also be a good thing to ask on the forums. Get an official answer as well. I actually don't have any idea, Naja Gaming. Never been asked that before, or heard it asked that I recall. Halloween, alright then, I've caught up from last Friday. Here comes my weekend inspiration. Excellent. You hear that guy's Nacho Pants appreciates professionalism. Because a name like that, assume anything is fine. Well, there you go. Adricortesia asking in general about the board game, nothing specific. Well, I think I answered that. Tina Stream. Hey, I just want to say thank you for making this game. The whole industry... Oh, man. Well, thank you for your interest, your support, your patience. Tina Stream, I hope you like all the things we put out. Man with no screen name is making a joke about the fawns. Not sure why. Maybe I don't need a reason. Oh no, that's not even the goal, Naja Gaming. Okay. Halloween, could you please pitch the idea of a contest for backers on the forums to come up with names for the 3 crafter classes? Each backer would be allowed to submit 1 entry for each realm's crafter, with rewards possibly being a free crafter-related Founder's Point item or something greater value if he would prefer. The winning names would be announced in conjunction with the class reveals on, well, I hope soon. So there is a contest going on right now, Halloween, which is a, short fan fiction contest, like 250 words or less, for the newsletter. We announced it in the last newsletter, I believe. So post your little fan fiction bits, go to the last newsletter, and read the instructions and post your thing in the forums and join in that little contest. If you want to get your fan fiction in the newsletter. for your other contest ideas, sounds cool to me. Send that to Brian. Brian's the contest guy. Community manager. I somehow missed that, says Halloween. Uh-oh. Did the contest not go out in the newsletter? Did I forget to actually put it in? Oh, no, it's there. I was like, if Halloween missed it. There it is. If you scroll down a little bit in the newsletter, you see the "Look What You Did" section of the newsletter being brought back. The section has been brought back in order for us to talk about this contest. And there's the link to the forums from Brand. Thank you, Brand. Excuse me. You haven't had time to read the newsletter in the appropriate level of detail. Sure. It is rich with content. Link, you look like hell. Too much partying? Too much taking care of a wee little 11-month-old. Who doesn't like to sleep on the weekends. Or doesn't like to sleep in on the weekends. Or ever. Since you are a fountain of knowledge, can you explain how it is that Amazon Prime Day is 48 hours? Yeah, sure. They wanted to make it last 2 days. You know, there's a lot of holidays that last 2 days. So I'd say it's like that. Kind of like Black Friday starts on Thursday. Well, that's just awful. Halloween. Well, I'm glad you came by, the Cowboy Gamer. Steenel, speaking of contests, you guys should make a deal with Ben that when CU hits like 200k active players, he cuts his hair. Then he would lose his strength like Samson. Link, office seems quiet. Everybody's just working. You know, oftentimes there's like a lot of conversations happening nearby. But most people have their headphones on, or they're just really focused right now. There's There's just not any conversations happening, Link. Hi there, Gucci. Yeah, between baby and staying up late to play D&D occasionally. I don't get much sleep, and I have not been playing too many video games, Gucci. I need to fire them up more often. Yep, she's 11 months, Gucci. Thank you. Actually, if you ever track down an old photo of Ben, you can see him with short hair. It's wild. Wild. Skymaster PT. How do you create the world of CU? Is it all from your creative minds, or comes from inspiration, or a series of books, or D&D games? In a sense, all of the above. The vision for it, the overall idea is all Mark. Some of that is, obviously a big part of that is Arthurian, Celtic, and Norse folklore for Camelot Unchained. Old school, like AD&D, definitely plays a part in his inspirations. And for myself, D&D certainly inspires. But it's not like we record our D&D games or anything like that and then, make that into a video game world. But just some of the same feeling and concepts. A series of books. While we're writing the lore, which is what I work on when I'm not working on other things, for CU could be made into a series of books. So, in terms of like what books serve as inspiration, I already mentioned those three folkloric traditions and all the crossover between them. And in terms of other inspiration from books, I mean, for me, top three inspirations for CU in books. I can only speak for myself. I don't know what Mark's primary inspirations would be, but probably The Once a Future King, Sword in the Stone by T.H. White. Maybe Le Mort d'Arthur a bit. The stories of Cuchulainn. And maybe Icelandic sagas. Link, so I'm out of the loop since I'm currently hiking for 5 months, but do we have a date for like a release or an all-access beta? We do not. Will the Camelot Unchained be at TwitchCon? We will not. It will not. Lore will be similar to Daok, won't it? I mean, I don't think so. If you're interested in reading the lore, the Cowboy Gamer, it doesn't sound like you have a lot of time for it, but it's in these links again. I have much lore written. Skymaster PT, will there be lore outside of the game or all the lore will be in the game for us to find? A very common question, and the answer is that it depends on how much time and how much work it proves to be to get, like, you know, little lore tidbits scattered throughout the world, etc. For now, it's pretty much all outside the game, except for very few things. I mean, it informs the game. It's in the game in the sense of affecting the abilities, the theme, the feel, the everything, having an influence on it. But it's not like there's text in the game. To read the lore. You can also watch videos of Max reading all the lore if you prefer audiobooks. That is very true. Then I should make a command Lotoween to link to the playlist on YouTube. But if you go to our YouTube, which Lotoween just got Moobot to post, the link to our YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a playlist of me reading all the lore. A lot of it's out of order because of, because I messed up the naming, I guess, or because I got confused, or because YouTube changed its rules for how those things were sorted. But it's all there. You have to kind of hunt and put it in order, watch it in order. For like things that have multiple parts. Makes sense, the Cowboy Gamer. Well, we have plenty of lore, Skymaster PT. A whole body of work. My time has been taken up with other things lately, but I, I've added to it, and it's quite a lot. Dino, last I was on it a few months ago, some of the more recent lore didn't seem there. Well, if you can tell me specifically, Dino, then I'll look. Oh, thank you for finding the playlist link, Andrew Cortesia. Is that right? Yeah, no. Why is the end of week wrap up on there? That's strange. Yeah, see, some of the YouTube changed their rules or something. Because there's some videos on that playlist that shouldn't be there. I have no idea where the end of week wrap up is on there. Odd. But mostly that's the correct That is the correct playlist. Needs a bit of loving to get it reorganized. Skymaster PT has a question about quests. So quests, we don't have PvE content in Camelot Unchained. It's a PvP game. So there aren't really quests. Now you can hire other players. You can put a bounty out for various tasks. So you can get it's kind of like quests. Not really. There are bounties instead of quests. But there's no quest storyline stuff in Camelot Unchained. Ludwig, is there a history of how the world has unfolded in accurate timeline that you can reference but we might never see? Nope. I mean, I've tried to put it together a few times, but we keep it purposefully a little vague and a little malleable, so we can change it when we need to. But you can kind of figure out the relative time periods, the chronology of the various stories if you look for all the clues. There's no dwarf or giant lore reading on there, unless it's mixed in with another video, but I'm watching them all. Is that right, Dino? There's no Devergar. And then there should be multiple giant stuff. The golems, the Yutznar. Well, this one's called Story Time with Max, so I didn't put the name of which story it was, so it could be that. There, I see a Golems Part 3, Part 2. Part 2 was broken into 2 parts because it's long. Yeah, no, they're on there. They're on there, my friend. There's the Fearbog, Story Time with Max, the Becoming the Fearbog. It's all there. It's all there, Dino. It's just out of order. It's there. Don't worry about it. The depth room is amazing, by the way. Oh, thank you so much, Dino. Yeah, we need an organizer, someone to straighten up playlists and such. It's just one of the many, many million of things that is hard to keep updated. Nalga Sturbius, do you know if there will be more shape/focus/infusion than right now? Yeah. I don't know exactly how many there are right now, but I'm sure there will be more. I believe I read the Jotun not on an official story time with Max stream, or maybe I did, but I actually read that one twice. I actually recorded that one twice. There was once I did the Jotun story on Morning with Max a long time ago, and then I did it also in the story time with Max. It might just be not labeled properly. So this is a PvP RPR. Can you loot those you kill? All these questions and more are answered in the links to Cowboy Gamer, but briefly, there is some kind of loot system. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I don't know if it's been completely worked out how it's going to work. All right, folks, it is time for me to wrap up this morning with Max. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you later, probably if you can make it. We have more streams coming on Friday. I'll do another morning with Max on Friday morning, most likely, and then we have our end of week wrap up and Q&A on Friday afternoons. So come by for those if you can. Thank you all, and have a good one. See you later. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye.